Innovative content. Global audience.
Good morning and welcome to today's program, Youth Arena, where we'll discuss on the issues bordering on the youth. Today we'll be discussing about unemployment amongst youth in Nigeria. As we all know, it is something that we all have a taste of. We've had a taste of it, and we have people that are still unemployed, not just because that they are not employable. To some extent, these people are very employable, but there are no vacancies, and this is really just like what we read on the paper this week, that the rate of unemployment is what is fueling fraud, internet frauding. It is fueling a lot of criminal activities, and that is true. So today we will be discussing on unemployment and how it has affected us as a nation, how it has affected the youth in our country, and maybe provide solutions to how we can curb this unemployment issue. You know, according to a statistic, a foreign statistic, that the Nigerian rate of unemployment has hit 53% and second worst, like after South Africa, that is 61%. You can imagine a country, Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa, and we're having 53% of our youths unemployed. That is way above the average, and it is too much. It is like there are jobs there. What happens to the jobs that every time they are creating ministries and all that? Who are those people that are being employed in those ministries? So we really need, is something that is really disturbing. It's something that we really need to talk and find a solution to. It's not something that we should roll under the carpet. I know that we've been talking about it, and we'll continue to be talking about unemployment in our country. But with the recent hike in prices, removal of fuel subsidy, you see that even if we should do that analysis again, we will see that maybe it has passed that 53%, because I believe that some people have already lost jobs because of the salaries cannot even transport them to their places of work. And you know, increasing salaries, maybe in the government sector, some states have increased, but what happens to those private sectors that have refused to increase the employees' wages? What do they do? How do they cope? Some people have already dropped their jobs because there is nothing they can do about it. And you see, criminalities are a lot of criminal activities every day. We keep hearing different sad stories and all that. This is because a lot of the youths are idle. When the youths are gainfully employed, when they are gainfully engaged, a lot of criminal activities will be reduced. And you know how we do it on this show. We will be talking with a guest who will answer some of our questions and you know, provide solutions on how government should be able to curb this unemployment rate in the country, especially on the youth, because sometimes you know, like the new police IG that is supposed to retire. He's supposed to retire now. Because of this appointment, we'll get to see that his retirement will be shifted. This is uncalled for. When we have a lot of people that are supposed to be employed, those people that are meant to retire are not retiring. What are they doing in office? Because they are not giving chance for others to enter. So everywhere is so choked up. You know, when you graduate in Nigeria, the slogan you hear in NYSC is that there are no jobs. There are no jobs. It's just like it's a national anthem in the NYSC camp. Any NYSC camp you go to, the first thing they will tell you is that there are no jobs. Which means, so some people now, all those vacancies we see, you know, when you see vacancy, you try. Somebody will even tell you, don't waste your time trying, because it's not going to work. A lot of youths are unemployed, and this is the because of a lot of criminal activities in the country. This is the result of unemployment, results to kidnapping, it results to banditry, it results to terrorism, it a lot of things, because those youths, you know, when you've graduated from school and there's this sense of responsibility that you come out with. Yes, okay, it's now time to give back, but you've tried your best and it's not coming. You try to do whatever it is that for you to make that money, and when the government is not even helping matters, some startup business are going to shut down because of the economic crisis we are in this country right now. So we don't go anywhere. You know, I am your host, Rita UCHECHI, and I will be bringing in a guest later after this break that will answer some of our questions. Please stay with us.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industry icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Prince, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris Wileke, Konga, Bigiano, Nice Flow, Jetplay, and many more. Dates: 17th to 23rd July 2023. Time 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Venue: Lighthouse Theatre, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road, London SE50AY. Tickets available on Eventbrite at www.eventbrite.com/Nigeria Week or numbers below. For more details, visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week, produced by SRTV in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride
Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agriculture.
That very quick break, like I promised earlier that I'll be coming with a guest. If you're just joining us, this is Youth Arena, where we discuss on the issues bordering on the youth, and I am your host, Rita UCHECHI. And today on the show, we are on call with Mr. Alex Enemana, who is a media consultant. He will be talking with us on this issue that has been bothering us for a very long time, and possibly to provide solutions on how to handle this issue. You're welcome to the show, Mr. Alex.
Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
All right, Mr. Alex, a quick one there. What do you think is the major reason for the high rate of unemployment among youths in Nigeria?
Well, talking about unemployment, a lot of factors could be considered.
Okay.
Factors like policy of the government, unemployability of the youth themselves, saturated labor market, and general economic downturn in the country. So these factors all put together lead to growing and unmitigated level of unemployment across the country. This does not have any biases for gender, no biases for religion, no biases for region. So it's actually a national emergency, so to say, which requires all the attention to mitigate. So, talking about policy of government, when there is no conducive environment for people to conduct their businesses and commercial activities, then the tendency is that bring back what we know today as unemployment.
Okay.
If the environment is not conducive for entrepreneurship to thrive, like the woman selling akara, the one selling granite, and the one doing abacha and all that. If the environment is not conducive for them, it leads to what we call unemployment, and it has an effect on individuals, the family, and the society in general.
Okay.
Can I go on?
Yes, go on, Mr. Alex.
So, unemployment, like I have stated, it comes with a lot of social implications. So when you talk about these factors that lead to unemployment, insecurity is chief among them. Like in agricultural subsector, a lot of land across the country have been lying fallow on the account of inability of locals or residents to cultivate them. And this is largely due to insecurity across the country. In Kaduna State, for instance, a place where we know export or ship a lot of foodstuffs to the towns, and even Benue State, where we know a lot of yam come from. So people who have not been able to engage in their commercial activities, they have not been able to engage in their farming activities because of insecurity in these states. So there is this fear that when you come out, you are not sure of how you go home, whether you go home as somebody who is alive or whether you go home as a corpse. And all this together, have led to unemployment in our country. If you work in a farm, for instance, and farm where you work have not been able to produce anything in a couple of times, the tendency is that you will likely be thrown out of employment. So, policy of the government, security factor, and the environment. So many people are interested in creating their own employment, but the environment has not been encouraging to achieving this. Policy of government in terms of environment, in terms of necessary taxation, high cost of transport, unavailability of power supply, like people in information and communication technology. There is this, they will require naturally, they will require power. Somebody who is into, software design and all that. If there is no stable power supply, the tendency is that such persons will go out of employment, or when they remain in employment, they will pay a huge cost in terms of running cost. So you can see the price of petroleum where we have it today. All this contributes to grow, to increase in the number of persons who are unemployed in society.
Okay, thank you very much for that detailed answer you've given so far. So, what effects does this unemployment have on the youth? What are those effects that unemployment have on the youth? Because some people will argue that unemployment still does not, in some way, affect the youth.
Unemployment does not just affect the person who is unemployed. Unemployment affects the society generally. It affects families, it affects groups, It affects everyone. For instance, when we talk about security concerns in our country today, it is easy for agents to be recruited to, fuel the insecurity in the country. Because of what? Because such individuals are not meaningfully engaged. There is a level which you can amputate somebody who is already busy to engage in terrorism, to engage in banditry, and to engage in social vices that will, at the end of the day, have a trickling effect on the generality of the society. Now, let's look at how unemployment affects the youth. What do we even call unemployment in the first place? If we have a clearer understanding of what unemployment is, then it can create a pathway for us to identify how it affects. Unemployment is a state where an able-bodied man or woman with prerequisite skills and sometimes education is out of employment. When we say out of employment, what it means that they have no visible means of livelihood. They have no means of income or sustainability.
Hello, Mr. Alex. Please, can you increase your voice a bit? We can hardly hear you.
Okay. So what I'm saying,
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you very much.
So unemployment arises when an able-bodied person who sometimes has the skill and sometimes education has frantically sought for a job but is unsuccessful to secure one. When such occurs, we can say that unemployment has taken place. And when unemployment takes place, what it means is that such individuals may have, their life in general jeopardized because of what? They will be unable to achieve the three basic things of life. That is food, shelter, and clothing. Are we together?
Yes.
So when individuals are unable to take care of their basic needs, what it means is that they will shop for a black market window to fill this vacuum. Nature, they say, does not apple vacuum. There is a limit to which you can preach to a man who is hungry not to engage in the various activities in the stomach. So, everybody hungry, the tendency is that anywhere food is sought, can just solve the problem. And it can as well come through brigandage, rancor, and robbery. What does that mean? What that means is that such individuals may have little or no options than to look for a place where they can get resources, food, take the resources, fund, to take care of the three basic things I have earlier mentioned for you. So that is at this point, it can come closer to what we have, or even much more, or add value to what we already have in terms of insecurity. So, like I told you, there is a limit to which you can preach to the man who is hungry to maintain decorum and decency. A hungry stomach does not sing hallelujah. It don't preach the gospel of decency to a stomach that is hungry and looking for what to eat. So, wherever solution could come from, could just be explored. If it is to carry arms and forcefully dispossess his or her neighbor, his property, that would just be the only window of solution at that point in time. So that's why I told you earlier, there is a synergy, there is a very thin line between skyrocketing unemployment and unmitigated insecurity across the country. So when you talk about the effects of unemployment on youth, it could lead people to commit, what you can call social vices for the purpose of survival. Unemployment could as well lead to what we see today as internet fraud. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So the DFCC is running helter-skelter, scouting for people who are alleged to have committed internet fraud. Is the byproduct of unemployment. If people are meaningfully engaged, there is a limit to the length to which they can go, to seek for comfort or extra comfort. So in essence, when there is no means of livelihood, what it does is to create a web of insecurity, robbery, internet fraud, and other social vices.
Okay.
So that is the effect on individual and the society. When there is high rate of unemployment, what it means is that economic progress will not be achieved. Economic progress will not be achieved in the sense that a lot of people who are supposed to contribute to the economic value chain have no means of doing that. For instance, if we have a factory where people can go and work, and at the end of the day, they see their daily bread, that could create an economic growth and at the same time, create employment and reduce insecurity. So these are all what unemployment can do. But if the government is able to create an enabling environment where people can fend for themselves, economic growth will be achieved, and at the same time, insecurity could actually be tackled, and families will have their daily bread at the same time.
All right, Mr. Alex, according to a global unemployment youth index, it says that Nigeria has 53% unemployed youth in the country. And, I was even going to ask you the consequences this has on us as a nation. Are you there, Mr. Alex?
Yes, I'm with you.
I was going to ask the consequences this has on us as a nation, and what are the way forward? Like, what do you think that the government can do in order to curb this high level of unemployment?
So the consequences are actually grave, right? The consequences is actually grave, like I have highlighted earlier. When people are out of employment, the tendency is that they will shop for black market windows to take care of their needs. So as a matter of urgency, entrepreneurship is a very veritable window of solution where people are able to create their own employment, not necessarily waiting for government or the private sector. Let them be the private sector themselves, create employment for themselves, and become employers of labor instead of seekers of employment. What I mean by this is, if people can be creative enough, which I know that Nigerian youths are very, very creative. Create their own employment. Their employment to be sought in, in different economic value chain, information and communication technology, mass communication, construction, and all that. So that's why I have seriously questioned the level of education we get in the schools today, in the sense that we focus so much on qualification rather than creativity. So if people are able to be creative enough, people who go to school to study electrical and electronics engineering, and they are not able to, practice what they have learned in school, this could contribute to unemployment. This could not be said to be an education. Education is not only seen in paper. Education is seen in what value we are able to give to society. So I don't see any reason why we have people who have spent 4 or 5 years in colleges, universities, or polytechnics are not able to come up with creative means to generate their own employment. Let it be that it is the environment that is discouraging them, right?
Yes.
If someone says he or she has studied, for instance, electrical engineering or electronic engineering, such persons should be able to set up, a kind of self-employment where, electric and electronic related technological innovations, could either be invented or add value to what has already been done. In China, for instance, people don't go to school for the purpose of paper or academic to upgrade their CV. You see them in factory, you see them engaging in research. But the implication of this is that when they come out, they can be able to, on their own, create employment. So what we see today is a situation where people go to school for the purpose of studying, and studying what? Studying things that do not add value to job creation, so to say, right?
Okay, are you saying that, Mr. Alex, are you saying that we'll have quite a number of unemployable youths, like those that are not qualified to be employed? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, what I'm saying is that we as a nation, we should look at our education curriculum. Some of our education curriculum do not meet the needs of today. They are useful today, but they are no more useful in terms of adding value to those who have undertaken such courses. Right?
Okay.
They are not useful to individuals who have undertaken such courses. For instance, if you go to school with the Nigerian environment of today to study a course like, I don't want to denigrate any course, to study a course like philosophy. So, your philosophy qualification or your education, how would it add value to the society in terms of, creativity? The world is driving towards creativity, technology, innovation. It's not more time for paper qualification where people brandish, a lot of certificates yet without value for productivity. The society is actually driving towards productivity, innovation, and technology. So we should be looking at creativity that will enhance production. Instead of just branding educational qualifications that that's why you see people, by the time they finish the education, you still see them going to study tailoring. So these are things that should actually be taught in academic institutions. You see them finish education, and you see them learning catering. They finish the academic qualification, they still go back to the same people constantly they have come with yesterday to learn mechanics, to learn a welder and all that. So these are things we should actually be thinking towards instead of brandishing academic qualifications that we, at the end of the day, not the answer to the solution we are looking for.
Okay,
So
Mr.
the schools to devise a means of upgrading the curriculum to make people employable. It's not just enough to go and learn theory, definition, and all that. Then you come out and be looking for a white collar job. This era is gone. We are no more in this era. We are in an era where people will be able to use their hands to create their own employment with their God-given talent and creativity.
Okay, Mr. Alice, you're talking about creativity, but is there any visible solution like that will give those that are creative enough? Because we'll still have a lot of creative individuals, the creative youths that are still unemployed. Some people are very creative, but startup capitals have been hindering them, in order. So is there any visible solution, like with this present administration? Do you think there's any visible solution to this in order to curb unemployment, the rate of unemployment in the country?
Yes, that's actually why I like what NYC is doing in the orientation camp. They tutor people on entrepreneurship. Basically, give them the knowledge to create their own employment. Within the period of their orientation, they tutor them on various skills, ICT, information, ICT, other value chains that could actually make them employable, that could actually make them to generate their own employment. So, in essence, the government should begin to, create avenue for people to learn entrepreneurship, for people to learn skills that will solve problems instead of academic qualifications that will just be there without, with little or no value for the society or value to the society. Agencies like Abuja Enterprises Agency has done a lot, so to say, in teaching people the skills to become self-employed. Manufacturing is actually critical, solving our unemployment challenges.
All right, we will go on a short break, Mr. Alex. Viewers will go on a short break, and when we return, we will continue with Mr. Alex on the show. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industry icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Praise, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris.
All right, viewers, you're welcome back from that quick break. And as you all know, this is Youth Arena, where we are discussing about things that bothers the youth. And today we are talking about unemployment, and everybody knows the rate of unemployment in the country. And we still have Mr. Alex Enemana on call. He was answering a question, So, Mr. Alex, you can continue with the question. Hello.
So I was saying that the government could do better by creating entrepreneurship institutes where people can go and learn, to produce things that can be useful to the society, and not just academic qualification. Academic qualification, I told you earlier, is not enough to solve the problems. People just come out of schools, and have this sense of entitlement that that deserving of any job they need. We have lands lying fallow. Government could do enough to teach people agriculture. People can come out and farm. Well, we are in shortage of food in this country. Is it that we do not have enough land, or we do not have enough youths who are able to cultivate the land and produce enough food for local consumption and even for export purposes. So we have this. What is actually the issue? The government seems to engage over time to engage in what I call pseudo-employment. Pseudo-employment in the sense that, they will just educate people on things that do not necessarily have value to add. If you want to solve the unemployment challenge in the country, start with agricultural sector. Make the environment conducive for people to rear livestock, for people to cultivate, cultivate yams, cultivate cashew, cultivate plantain, and what have you. And these are things, cash crops, that can actually, boost our IGR and take use out of unemployment and add value to our export capacity. Not just a situation where they will, teach people and they equip people with knowledge of archaic skills that do not answer to the problems of today. So it should begin with upgrading our school curriculum. The government should create entrepreneurship institutes across the 36 states of the country. The government should pay attention to agriculture subsector with particularly food production. Food production is actually means that we could actually get out of the wool as far as this unemployment is concerned. You can see unemployment is growing. It's growing by the day, and every year NYSC uploads, people to the society who will also be seeking for employment, going about with CV, looking for. So if we have a situation where we are equipped with skills that can make them, if you are, is it software development? People are using phone every day. The phones are being manufactured every day. If you can teach people how to produce app, these are things that that are answering. These are workable solutions to the unemployment challenge the country is facing today. Not just a situation where people will go and learn theories and definition that do not learn how to draw grasshopper, how to draw cockroach. These are not things that have value to add for us as a society. Skills acquisition is actually the ultimate solution, and that is why all the state governments should begin to pay attention to skills development, empower the youth with needed skills that can make them valuable to the society and mankind in general.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex, for being on the show today. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for throwing so much light on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, viewers. We're on call with Mr. Alex, any man who answered some of our questions on unemployment in the country. Just like he mentioned that we need to be creative, and I kind of find it difficult to accept that someone will say that Nigerians are not creative enough. We are actually creative, but we have to do more. We have to be more creative in areas that are selling this time. There are some things that are not actually producing like it was back then, and we all should to follow the trend, to follow technology. Technology is what is going on now, and the government should provide enabling environment, because the economic situation of the country is not smiling, is not even helping matters at all. Like, imagine acquiring a skill as a developer and all that. You develop something, and at the end of the day, maybe because of because of the economic situation of the country, because of the environment, you are still finding it difficult, to do some some small necessities that you should be able to do just because of the hike in fuel price and coming hike in electricity and every other thing. But if the government can give room to a lot of to some grants that can actually help. Everybody, you will have a lot of fashion designers in the country. It's as if Nigeria will get a trophy for producing fashion designers, because any streets, any corner you enter in the country, you see fashion designers lined up in that particular street. But that is not all we can do. We can actually go into technology. We can actually go into software development and all that in order to help ourselves, and also beg the government to do something to help the youth, because it is devastating that no matter what you do, in this country right now, you don't even need anybody to tell you are trying. You tell yourself that you are trying, because you do a lot, and it looks as if you are not doing anything. It looks as if you've not made any effort. But during our shows on young CEOs, they say persistence, perseverance. You keep on grinding. One day, we really hope that this current administration would do something about the rate of unemployment in the country, and maybe skill acquisitions that are really giving the people what they need, and not just skill acquisitions. You go there, and at the end of the day, they just teach you just the basics, and any skill acquisition that should be put in place should give details. Like, it should be practical based. Everything should be practical, and not when we get there we'll hear things like we'll start defining this and defining that. We've done a lot of definitions, just like our caller said. We have done quite a lot number of definitions, and now what we need is results, and we plead on the government to do something. 53% of unemployed youths is quite huge, is so much, and this is why we have a restless society. This is why we have high rates of suicide among youths. This is why we have depressed youths all over. This is why we have a lot of negative outcomes, because a lot of youths are unemployed. And this is a very nice place to wrap up the show today. And as you know, I am still Rita UCHECHI, and this is Youth Arena, where we'll talk about the problems of the youth. And today we decided to talk about unemployment in the country and what needs to be done. Stay with us, and remember to tell somebody about SRTV, and don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. Tell a person to tell a person. Stay with us. Thank you. Bye.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music,